Folks, it's been a while. Just a couple of quick updates. I've been totally stuck in the ToneX universe since it came out, because I think it's probably the most profound thing that's happened to people that are chasing sort of older style tones like Brian May's and even Rory Gallagher's or Tin Lizzy's. There's something really magical about the way that thing is capturing amps, and if I had time and if I wasn't so addicted to the absolutely crazy cool sound that it makes, I'd probably be making a very long review explaining that. But the best way to experience it is to actually play with it. Now, recently I took off to a studio in Dublin and I spent some time with a Vox AC30 CC2X, and we modelled it without the speaker. So we took a load off the power amp, ran a full blast and knocked the out of the front of it, as you would with Brian May or Rory Gallagher's tone, and we created a couple of models, and one of those models is now available on tone.net. So what can happen now is if you have an iPad, an iPhone, a Mac or a PC, if you download ToneX for free and go into the tone.net environment and search for my name as one word, Thomas Brunkard, you'll be able to find the model of the Vox AC30 that we completed in the studio, and a model of a treble booster that I use all the time, the Underbosk BC149. Put those together with the free speakers in ToneX and you'll get yourself a fairly awesome Brian May sound. Now, as it happens, there's been a lot of developments with AmpliTube this week, insofar as that you can now run distortion pedals that were modelled in ToneX as part of the signal chain. And because that has now become available, I'm also putting a preset up in the AmpliTube side of tone.net that is sort of based on Brian May's modern rig, and it's got the usual sort of AmpliTube stuff in there. But because I can't upload a ToneX preset just yet, if you download that preset and then go into the ToneX side of things and download the amp that I modelled and the treble booster I modelled and drop those in, it's going to sound rather lush. Now, the treble booster, it's still a work in progress. We're still trying to get those to work in a way that we're happy with. I'm saying we as if there's lots of people, there's really just me, but that's my psychological dilemma. But it's still very useful. And if you actually try it out in the iPad in particular, it's a very nice portable rig for just jamming around the house or even just getting started with the Brian May tone. And the best part is it's entirely free. So I'm going back into the studio in late January. I'm going to be running, well, I have been running a Kickstarter, and I'm going to rent a couple of amps, spend a bit of time getting to know them, getting to understand the software and creating really top-notch models that are going to be suitable for the Brian May thing. And the Kickstarter got fully funded within a day. But because of the reaction that we got to, just even running it and giving away these free models, I'm going to extend the scope. I have a lot of friends with very nice gear in the UK, so I'm still going to take donations to it. And the more resource I have, the more gear I can profile. The next item on the agenda is to get a real Deaky amp and to profile the hell out of that. So I'm going to just show you some sound examples. And again, if you go to tone.net and download my most recent preset and then go to ToneX and replace the amps and the pedal with the ToneX models, you'll hear what I'm going to be achieving with this. If you have a real treble booster, don't bother with the modelled one unless you're trying to create a portable rig. The one that you have will be still better. As I say, learning how to model those in the better possible way. But it's really good stuff, and I appreciate anyone who has already donated into the Kickstarter fund. And if you can help me continue to do this mad, nerdy job by donating more, that's also appreciated. The link is in the description. Here's a demo. So as you can hear, it's really, really dynamic. So, I mean, like if I have the volume pot turned down really low, and I am using a real treble booster, and I have this modeled amp loaded up already, you can hear it's very responsive to how I pick and to the fact that the volume is down. And if I bring it up a little bit, you can hear it open up. And then of course, if I run a full tilt, you can hear it starts to scream like you'd expect the amp to do.